Hello and good night. Welcome to another bedtime story. This story is meant to help you sleep or to relax your mind. Try and find a comfortable place, such as your bed or a soft chair. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes now. Try and let go of the day as we begin our tale. Tonight's story is The Three Feathers. Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom surrounded by vast forests and mighty rivers, there ruled a wise but aging king. He had 3 sons, each different in temperament. The eldest, Prince Hendrik, was strong and proud, known for his skill in battle and commanding presence. The second, Prince Gerard, was cunning and ambitious, always scheming to rise above his brothers. The youngest, Prince David, was quiet and thoughtful, often lost in his own world, speaking very little. For this, his brothers mocked him, calling him a fool. As the king neared the end of his days, he knew he had to decide who would inherit the throne. But he could not simply choose by birthright. He wished for a ruler who was not just strong or clever, but wise and just. One evening, he summoned his sons and declared, "Whoever brings me the greatest treasure shall be my heir. To make this fair, you shall each follow the path chosen for you by fate." And he took 3 feathers from a golden pheasant's wing and blew them into the air. 1 feather drifted east. 1 feather drifted west. The 3rd feather fell straight down at David's feet. Hendrik and Gerard burst into laughter. "The fool is going nowhere," Gerard sneered. The king, however, merely said, "Go where your feather leads you." And so, the 2 elder princes set off, leaving David standing alone. David looked at the feather at his feet, his brother's laughter still echoing in his ears. But then, something strange happened. The feather twitched. And then, as if carried by an unseen force, it rolled towards an old stone near a twisted oak tree. Curious, David followed. As he reached the stone, he noticed a hidden trapdoor beneath the roots. Taking a deep breath, he lifted it and descended into the darkness below. At the bottom of the stairs, he found himself in a cavern lit by glowing mushrooms. A vast, underground lake shimmered in eerie colors. And there, seated upon a throne made of coral and pearls, was a giant toad wearing a crown. "So you have come." The toad spoke in a voice both ancient and wise. David bowed. "I seek a great treasure." The Toad Queen studied him. "A great treasure is not easily given. Answer me this. What makes a ruler truly great?" David thought carefully. His brothers would say power or cunning, but he knew that was not enough. A great ruler is one who listens, who understands, and who leads with justice, not just strength. The Toad Queen's golden eyes gleamed. "You have answered well. You shall have what you seek. But first, complete 3 tasks. Your first task," said the Toad Queen, "is to bring me a carpet finer than any in the world." David hesitated. "Where shall I find such a thing?" The Toad Queen clapped her webbed hands, and a small toad hopped forward. "Follow him." The tiny creature hopped into the shadows, and David followed. Soon, they entered a chamber lined with silk and gold. Upon a pedestal lay a carpet woven with golden threads, its patterns shifting like flowing water. It shimmered as if touched by sunlight. "This," said the Toad Queen, "was woven by the spirits of the wind. Take it." David took the carpet and ascended back to the surface. Meanwhile, his brothers had no such fortune. Hendrik, believing strength mattered most, had taken a rough wool rug from a warrior's tent. Gerard, hoping to deceive the king, had purchased a carpet from merchants, claiming it was from the east. When David presented the golden carpet, the king marveled. "This is truly a king's treasure," he said. Hendrik and Gerard gritted their teeth, but said nothing. The king then set the second challenge. "Bring me a ring of untold power and beauty." Again, David followed his feather, which led him back to the hidden door and down into the Toad Queen's cavern. She greeted him with a knowing smile. "Are you ready for the second task?" "Yes," David replied. "Then take this." She handed him a ring of purest silver, with a gem that shimmered like the stars. "This ring grants its wearer wisdom beyond measure. With it, a ruler will always make the right choice." David bowed and returned to his father's court. Hendrik and Gerard, desperate to outdo him, stole rings from merchants and noblemen, but when compared to David's otherworldly ring, they looked like mere trinkets. The king was now deeply impressed. "For the last task," the king declared, "bring me the fairest maiden in all the land." Hendrik and Gerard rushed off, seeking princesses and noble women. David, however, returned to the Toad Queen. "This task is the hardest of all," she said, "but fear not. I have just the one." She clapped, and from the shadows emerged the maiden of breathtaking beauty. She had golden hair that flowed like silk, eyes as bright as sapphires, and a smile that warmed even the coldest hearts. "This is my daughter," the Toad Queen said, "enchanted for many years, but only a man of true heart could break the spell." As David took the maiden's hand, she transformed completely. Her skin glowed like moonlight, and she wore a dress woven from the night sky itself. The spell was broken. Together, they returned to the kingdom. When the king saw David's maiden, he knew no woman in all the lands could compare. Hendrik and Gerard's brides, while noble, faded in comparison to the maiden from the underground kingdom. The king rose. "The test is over. The throne shall go to—" "Wait!" Gerard interrupted. "This fool must have cheated. He found all these things too easily." The king hesitated. Then the maiden stepped forward. "Let us prove the worth of the treasures." The golden carpet could carry a man through the skies. The ring granted its wearer the wisdom to solve any dispute justly. And I am more than a prize. I carry the magic of a lost kingdom. Even the people around them knew that this was true. Defeated, Hendrik and Gerard stormed away in shame. The king placed the crown upon David's head. "You were thought to be a fool," he said, "but you have proven the wisest of all." With the fair maiden as his queen, and the six-winged toad's blessing, David ruled with wisdom and kindness, bringing an age of prosperity to the land. In time, David became the greatest king the realm had ever known. And though no one ever saw the Toad Queen again, some whispered that her magic still lingered in the kingdom, guiding it towards a brighter future. But David and his wife lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you for listening to this bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed the tale tonight. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more audiobooks and tales to come. Until next time.